Alright, just something I wanted to mention from the first video that I forgot. Once you get into the second chorus, you play it whole once, and then you play it all again for a second time, and at the end of it you just hold on a B instead of ending on the F sharp. You end by just keep holding that B, which leads you into the bridge, which sounds like this. Alright, so that starts off with just a slide up to an E power chord, which is has the root fret of the 7th fret of the A. 16 hits of that, and then down to a B, which has the root note of the 7th fret of the E. Back up to an E. And then you do this little thing. Alright, that starts off with a power chord, the F sharp power chord, with the root note of the 9th fret of the A. Slide all that down 1 fret to get an F. So back and forth. Then up to 1 more fret up to get a G. So all together that little thing is. So all together that bridge. So that is the bridge, and now let's go into the solo, which sounds like this. Alright, so that solo starts out with a slide down, and then a C octave, then slide up to an E octave, and then you just go down from that E to a D to a C. Then slide up to an F octave, which is 8th fret of the A, 10th fret of the G. A few hits of those 10, then down to that D again. Then from the D, go back up to the F, then down to an E. So let me play all that I've shown so far. So then you hold that E for a bit, and then redo that E, D, C again. Then once you hit that C, immediately go up to the F. So right there is F, E, G. And that G is 10th fret of the A, 12th fret of the G. So all together, let me play that. Alright, so once you play that, you just repeat all of that over again, and then once you get to that G for the second time, and for the record, for this next part, you're just doing the octaves on the G and the A, the A and the G, and then you're just going on 1 fret increments for each different time we change. So there, you go from the 10-12 to the 11-13. So that's the 12-14. So once you get to that G, play that for a measure, then up to the 11-13, play that for a measure. Then you do, from the 14 to the 15, you just do... some little quick things, and then you get really quick where you just go each 1 fret increments all the way up to the 1820. So once again. And that takes a little while to really make. You just got to make sure that you end on the 1820 combo of octave, and then you just do a slide down. So just so you really get it, I'm going to play the whole solo slowed down a bit so that you can really get a hold of it. Alright, so that is the whole solo, and then from that you immediately go into the next verse. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the rhythm section, the rhythm guitar parts for the solo, and so that's going to sound like this. Alright, so what you start out with is 2 measures of a C power chord, and then down to an F power chord, slide up to a G, back to a C, then you go all the way up here. You're still doing an F to a G, but you're doing it an octave up. And you have to pretty much use 2 whole fingers here because you're doing this little sus4 thing. And what you're doing there is just as if you were to make the whole power chord, have 1 finger on the 8th fret of the A, and you have to bar with another finger across the 10th frets of the D, the G, and the B strings. So you strum that once, and then you put another finger on the 11th fret of the B, so you go, so you're just doing on, off. Now keep that same exact figuration, but move all of it up 2 frets. So that's, and then all that repeats. But you only do that F part and then go down to a low G. And what this part is, this is the part of the solo that sounds like that part. And so what you're doing is you start out on the G, and once again you're going in 1 fret increments. And you're going to land on a D sharp, which is the 11th fret of the E, the 13th fret of the A, and the 13th fret of the D. So just make sure that you can do whatever you want in how fast you're going up, but make sure you land on that chord. So let me play all that once again.